So, I don't know what happened there, and I don't know if this is going to be in the same video or not. But in case it isn't, hi, Andy Peterson here, day 2 of the 100-day music challenge. Wondering what I got myself into. I'm recording everything on my phone. I want you to get the same audio on all of these. I want it to be consistent. I also really don't want to be worrying about the quality. That's part of the whole idea here, is I get so hung up in making sure everything sounds perfect that I never actually publish anything. So, I'm sorry, the audio may not be the best. The video may not be the best. I'm shooting all of this on the front camera of a Razr phone because that's what I have. And because my old Windows phone wasn't actually so great about being happy with YouTube, even though it was great at video. So tonight we are, in case I don't have the other video, playing accordion tonight. I'm probably going to kind of alter between voice accordion. I may do some nights with both. And yeah, I've got a couple of pieces from my teacher that I'm going to work on tonight. Some notes from our last couple of lessons that have been scribbled out hastily on the bottom there, which you may or may not be able to see as I am blocking my own view. But yeah, we'll just kind of run it and see how we go. So we have Josephine's waltz, I think is what it translates to, if I remember correctly, and the Kievsky valse, the Kiev's waltz as well. We're just in a waltzy kind of mood. Let me just make sure that you can actually see what's going on here as I embarrass myself horribly for all the world to see with my Dungeons and Dragons dice just hanging out on the bed there. Note to self, clean up before actually shooting video. Rockstar. Good job. Cool. So I think you'll be able to see the buttons from there. I mentioned briefly on the... Yeah, that's not going to make any sense. I tried shooting a video previously, and I have my my Fitbit app has been just shutting down randomly. Apparently, it also stopped the video, so I can't remember what I said and what I didn't before, so if I repeat myself, apologies. Part of the whole thing, I think I did say this in this video already, part of this whole thing is I don't want to be editing these videos, because that's where I get hung up. I'm just throwing them out there, warts and all, whatever's in them. Left-hand side of the accordion, let's just talk briefly about what the heck's going on here. I use this top button here to make it breathe. And by breathing, not only am I knocking any dust out that's collected in the last couple of days, but I'm also making sure that the air inside the instrument is the same as the air outside, which, since it's spent all day in my home, that's not as big a deal, but it's a good habit to be into. Let's say I had been driving across town, my car was a little cool, and the instrument had cooled down a bit. And then I go inside the church or something to play. I literally do need to warm it back up. What I've heard, at least, is that if I don't do that, I run the risk of the difference in the temperature causing condensation to collect on the reeds. And when I'm using this breath button, it's letting air go through the instrument and warm it up without anything actually getting on the reeds itself. If you get condensation on the reeds, they're steel, they rust, they go out of tune, and that's how a lot of people end up deciding they need to throw their accordion out, which is sad because it can be fixed, which is how I've gone from 1 accordion to 3 now. I've kind of become the home that accordions go to in Central Illinois, apparently. So yeah, without any further ado, I might talk through the instrument more in future videos. If that's something you'd like to see, leave it in the comments below. And if you like what I'm doing here with this challenge, give the video a like, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. It helps the channel out a lot. So usually what I do to warm up, I will just turn on all the reeds and kind of just run through the buttons. do kind of the same thing on the left-hand side, although I kind of abbreviate it usually. I'll kind of just jump them, so I'm just going to hold down a bunch. Monster music. Same thing with the high reeds. And again, I'm just trying to kind of knock the dust out before I play. Then I kind of do a scale. Uh-oh. That's not a good thing. So what happened there is one of the leather flaps that sits on top of one of the reeds over here is kind of cattywampus, and I need to either fix that or get it fixed by opening up the instrument and getting that leather glued back down correctly. But since it's cattywampus, it's letting air flow through the instrument when it shouldn't go through one of the reeds. So even though I wasn't pressing a button while I was pulling in and out, it still played. So if that happens, try to ignore it, because I'm probably not going to. It'll probably bother me. Let's just get familiar with what I'm playing here. So let's start with Josephine's. So I'm going to start with the right hand just to get my brain back in it. Oh, that's still not right. Kind of remember what I'm doing there. So we'll add the left-hand side. One of the things that I struggle with learning playing an instrument is playing more slowly, ironically enough. I have been a singer my whole life. I haven't really played an instrument most of that. So picking up an instrument now, I'm trying to play at the speed that I could sight read at when I'm singing, which is very different than trying to translate into my fingers what I'm actually playing, especially when we get two hands going. So one of the challenges my teacher has given me is try to dial it back a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and just focus on getting the notes instead of trying to make it sound like music right away, because that's what practice is for. All right, so a little bit slower, and we will go again. So. Still flat. a teacher once told me the absolute worst thing you can do is mess up on either the first or the last note. Awesome. Awesome. So did you notice what happened when I messed up? Other than just it not sounding great at all, I sped up every time, because in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, I got to catch back up with the music now. And it's probably a little bit of embarrassment too, like, oh shit, I got to catch up. And sorry, I know that there's a little bit of language here. I can't edit myself so well. But yeah, that's a thing for me. I just speed up when I mess up, which makes me mess up more, which might be why my teacher's trying to get me to slow down. It's like they know what they're talking about. All right, so that's Josephine's Dopvals, and we will see how that improves as I continue to practice, and you continue to watch me practice. We'll move on to Kiev's waltz. So another waltz. This one is in the key of C. The last one was in the key of F. Right. So this one, she wanted me to run the bass notes first, just to remember what on earth's going on with them. Oh, because this actually isn't in C. This is in A minor. So I'll start running the bass chords over here on the left-hand side. And then I shall run the whole piece with both hands. So let's just go ahead and get this started. So it starts on A, which I know is the note right below E. My E key here has a little dimple in it. So does C, and so does B flat. Is that B flat? Am I remembering that right? C, F, nope. I think that's A flat. Because I'll go into the theory of it later, but the TLDR version, as you go down on the left-hand side, button to button, you're going down in fifths. Whereas if I go directly down a column here, I go down in minor thirds. It's weird. We'll talk about it later. It's fun. Yeah, leave it in the comments below. If you want me to talk about the theory of the accordion, leave it there. If you're like, dude, that's already boring, don't. Then write that instead. All right, yay. A. Yay, A. Ah. Hang on. It's supposed to be D first, so. I don't know how that's going to sound in the audio, but when you get those real low bass notes, it just rumbles, and there's this guttural, like, oh yes, this instrument is so cool. I don't care. Accordion haters out there, it's awesome. It may not sound awesome. I don't know how it sounds, but it's an awesome instrument to play. You should pick one up and give it a try. So much fun. All right, let's try that again. With both hands, probably a little slower, but then again, probably not, because I'll speed up because I mess up, and you know the drill. All right. Okay. One more again. a couple of notes that I can make for myself there. Definitely some moments where I'm not doing my bellows right. So I'm running out of air because I'm not switching at the right point. Something that really is a problem is if I get the first 4 measures right, it's like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. I messed up, go back, I messed up, go back. Oh, now I'm out of air. Maybe I need to just keep going forward instead of trying to correct myself mid-measure. So, yeah, following where you're at air-wise on this instrument is interesting. I think that's part of what drew me to the accordion, is it felt like I was breathing like I do with singing. It just automatically connected me. And, just the idea, too, that someday I could be singing with it. If I can get the notes right, that would be helpful, yes, so that the song is the right things and stuff. That's still not sharp. Cool. So yeah, there's what it should sound like on the right hand when you're actually getting it right. But there you go. Day 2, 100-day music challenge. I haven't given up yet, which honestly, I know it sounds silly that I'm so happy about that, but it surprises me a little bit. Because right now, even being done with it, it's relieving, it's stressful, I feel pumped, I feel like I just gave a performance that was crappy, but it's going to get better. It can only get better. So thank you again, everybody out there, for your support, for getting me through this. Again, I would take any of your comments in the comment section below. Go ahead and give a like, subscribe, whatever, if you haven't done it yet. It honest to God, helps the channel out, especially while I'm just getting things started. So I would really appreciate that. And I will see you next time. You've been great.